Welcome to my channel. My name is Emmy from Emmy Evolving. If this is your first time, hold on. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. So lots of things going on. I asked what this reading was going to be about, and what I heard is that devil be testing you hard. You guys, is everyone okay? I hope everyone is okay. I hope you guys are doing fine. And it's just some really intense energies. I think we're going to get through this perfectly fine. But I also think that we have to be aware of what's being attempted. For many of us, this devil is just like a situation or an energy. For others of us, this devil is an actual person, someone acting very devilish in your life. Regardless, let's look for that silver lining in the clouds, okay? Really allowing yourself to go beyond just, going beyond just accepting what others are pushing onto you, okay? So I feel like some major shifts are going to be occurring for so many of us. These shifts are going to require, I guess you could even say, like a testing period where it's going to be determined by your soul whether you are at a point of maturity that a point of maturity where you can go ahead and receive whatever this is, right? Because we do have to reach a certain level of maturity before we can be allowed to pull in, to harness certain types of abilities, certain types of energies. And you're not alone. Okay. You're not alone in whatever it is you're going through. It's not just you. And I'm not saying this to minimize what you're going through. I'm saying don't make the mistake of thinking you're simply being punished and it's because you're a bad person and it's because this and it's because that. Sometimes it's the best people who go through the worst things in order to prepare you to receive even more. Okay. My life personally. Oh, by the way, hold on. Almost forgot, but I didn't. I've made a conscious decision to shift my focus back onto things that are important, but that doesn't mean that I've completely let go of um, this very clear need to continue to raise the funds that are necessary for me to go ahead and retain legal counsel in a completely different country, Switzerland specifically, so that I can pursue the appropriate legal action against my stalker who has threatened to kill me and drink my blood. So, I mean, that's a horrible thing to hear, but it's important for us to really just be very honest with other people and what we are experiencing so that other people can understand the gravity of help that we're needing. So, with that said, I did put in the comments the link if you feel called to and if you have the ability to. I don't want you to struggle just so you can donate. But if you can, my donation link is right there, and all those funds are earmarked to go towards the legal fees that I will be paying to finally begin pursuing this. You guys, people's behaviors, not okay. Not okay. When they start threatening your livelihood, when they start threatening your life, not okay. The appropriate action needs to be taken. And when you do this, I'm not just speaking for me at this point. I'm talking about I'm being used basically as a template for you to witness how to act with an empowered energy, right? How to empower yourself in the situation that you are in. A lot of stuff sometimes needs to happen for you to be pushed to the degree that you can finally show yourself the kind of love that you so easily and so regularly show other people. And it's not this thing of like, well, I help people, so they have to help me. No, no, it's not that. You know, and I know you help people because you are a good person, because you are a helper, you are a giver, you are a lover and a nurturer. And here's the message: you have to be willing to receive that same depth of love and nurturing and support that you give to other people. You have to allow yourself to receive it. I think for many of us, part of the reason that we get into these situations is because, just like how I felt, I don't want to stress people out. I don't want to be the drama. I don't want to bring your day down. I don't want to be a burden to you. Like, I'm supposed to be helping you. I'm not supposed to be receiving the help. We're supposed to be helping each other. We really, really are. It's not just one giving to everyone else. It should be all of us coming together and helping each other. And the beautiful thing about our community is that that's what we regularly do. Like on a regular basis, this is what we do. Just be careful that you don't allow yourself to receive just at the same depth that you also give. This is not about demanding or expecting. This is about allowing, right? So all of that. Yes, the donation link is there. I'll go ahead and pin it. Oh, it's already pinned. Thank you. And then the thing is that that's part of some of the testing that we are going through as individuals. The testing of being allowed to receive, allowing things to flow. I know for my personal journey, whenever things start to get super duper ugly, whenever that happens, that's usually an indication that tremendous blessings are about to take place. Tremendous blessings. And I find that my life begins to test me to ensure that I have an elevation in my level of maturity, to ensure that I have really allowed myself to take in, integrate, process all of that. These lessons that I've gone through over the past maybe year, maybe couple of years, who knows, right? So let's go ahead and see what the cards have to say. So the first card is a card of power. Like I said, you're in a process where you are learning how powerful you actually are. Part of the way you learn that, because if someone's just going to tell you, you're probably going to be like, oh, thank you. And then think to yourself, like, oh my God, they're just being nice. I'm not really powerful. They don't really think that. They're just being nice. Excuse me. You guys, sometimes when nice people are being nice, what they're doing is actually being nice enough to tell you a truth that's difficult for you to accept, right? I know I have a hard time accepting those types of truths where, people tell me the gravity of me and the gravity at which they experience me. And I'm just like, oh, that's so sweet. Like, you are so nice. I'm sure you say this to everyone. Like, I don't want, I don't want my head to get super big and like think I'm something more than what I actually am. I'm just a person. And the thing is not to, it's not, the goal is not to get big headed and be like, yeah, I'm the greatest and the most powerful. No, the goal is to be able to see yourself clearly. Okay. Because so many of us are, in fact, ridiculously powerful, like ridiculously powerful. But because we've convinced ourselves that we're not, because we've allowed our environment to convince us that we're not, what ends up happening is we live and allow people to treat us as though we are worth less than what we actually are. So, this is about experiencing the things that are necessary to know how powerful you actually are. Okay. All right. Containment. Allowing yourself to be contained no more. Letting your truth and your potential kind of begin to ooze out of you. Allowing yourself to really step into the place and the role and the environment where you need to be. Okay. Where you need to be. Allow, allow. So today, I just kind of came to this conclusion right now. I was not going to go do expedites today. Kind of just trying to get myself recentered in myself. I mean, I'm centered in myself enough that I'm stabilized, energetically speaking. But I was feeling like I wasn't centered enough to be this chipper bag of sunshine. Because I'm not sunshine, is what it is. I'm shadows. And that's just who I am. So, coming to that realization, I'm also coming to a secondary realization of I really do need to do expedites today. Not just because so many people have been asking me, like, well, when are you doing expedites next? But because there's certain activations that I feel it's just necessary. I just feel like it's necessary. A large portion of our community are people who are just like me, who bleed for others, who give even when you have nothing to give. And people continuously take advantage and just take. I'm getting riled the fuck up because I don't like my community being treated that way, right? I don't like my people being treated like caca. And so I'm coming to this realization that certain types of expedites, they need to be done. They need to be offered. For example, abundance retrieval. Not just retrieving your abundance, but also retrieving the energy and abundance that someone wrongfully was allowed to take from you. Taking that back. They can't stop you. They can't stop you. What's yours is yours. In the world of energy, what's yours is yours. And when you let someone borrow it, yeah, that's nice. It's nice. It's nice to like help people out when they need help. But when you want it back, no. You don't have to wait until it's convenient for them. When you are depleted and your energy has been absolutely just taken advantage of, no, it's time to take that energy back. And there's going to be plenty of expedites that are like that, where it's about now really, really taking care of you, taking care of your energy, making sure that what is rightfully yours is yours, clearing the path for your purpose, making sure that the messages from your soul are coming in clearly, making sure that the spaces that parasitic things occupy around you, making sure your field is expanded so that way parasitic things can't be as close as they want and need in order to incept these thoughts. Really just taking care of you, especially for those of you who harness energies to help other people. I think I need to have a tea party that's focused just on the empowerment of our community. I like it. I'm done. When I say I am done, I say that with a conviction and a passion that extends through to the core of our community. We are done. We're done. We are done. We need to be. One of the lessons that keeps circulating for years now, I keep fucking failing the lesson. I keep reverting to old behavioral patterns. And the lesson is this: to conserve myself and my energy to the degree that I can finally accumulate enough to be able to push through what my purpose actually is and provide assistance, help, advocacy for many, many peoples at one time. I did push through that. We formed Soulwork Synergistics, which is beautiful. My team is amazing. I wish there were things that I could share with you guys about the other day. That's so fucking amazing. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. The thing that I keep reverting back to is I deplete myself and deplete myself and deplete myself to help one person at a time because I'm a fucking lover. I love people. That's not a bad thing and it's not a weakness. But it's a thing that continues to delay my purpose from fully unfolding. It's starting to blossom, starting. But I keep depleting myself in ways that kind of delay more of the blossoming procedure, right? And this is what we typically continue to do. Where we delay, I'm sure a large portion of you guys are totally that person who's like, oh my God, I have to go pee. But then, someone else needs to pee and you're like, oh no, you could go ahead, go before me. You can go before me. It's okay. Your bladder's about to burst and you're like, oh no, one more person. Okay, it's just one more person. Go ahead. Go before me. Oh my gosh, that's an elder. Okay, elder, go before me. Oh my God, that's a baby. That's just a little toddler. Okay, let the toddler go before me. And next thing you know, you're really about to mess all over yourself. To make a mess all over yourself. Because once again, you've reverted back to this space of literally putting everyone else before you. This is not about complaining that you have the capacity to love. This is not about that people are taking advantage. No, this is not about that. This is about really recognizing where you are and the way your behaviors are the very causation that's depleting you, that's delaying your progression, right? You could have just easily went to go pee. Just make sure you pee real fast and everyone can keep going instead of letting so many other people in front of you when you have a very real need. I think for many of us, this is what we're being tested on. This not allowing your needs to be recognized, not allowing your needs to be honored, because you've been programmed to believe that anytime you take care of anything that has to do with your survival, y'all, peeing is part of your survival. You know that, right? That is your body getting rid of the toxins. Water soluble toxins are excreted through urine. Seriously. This means this analogy is about you not doing the work that you need to do to exit out of these toxic spaces, because instead you are preoccupying yourself with helping other people first. How deeply can you truly help a person if you yourself are injured? How deeply? How deeply? How deeply can you show up for yourself when you continue to exist at the surface level to make sure that all the surface dwellers are safe on the surface? Yet your soul and your inner child is begging for you to return to the depths that you belong in. How long can you sustain that? How far can you actually get with your purpose if this is what you continuously do? It's not about making you feel bad. Okay. It's not about making you feel bad. It is about recognizing the behavioral patterns that have entrapped you, that have kept you very much shackled to these, what are they called? Lacking mindset. You don't have to lack anymore. We have to allow ourselves to get through these things. Okay. So, protection and security, feeling very overly exposed, feeling very vulnerable, feeling like maybe you won't be able to handle what's happening, right? Feeling as though you need to make sure that, I don't know, it's a very sad feeling. I don't feel sad. I feel a very sad feeling. Like there is this emptiness, this hollowness. There is just this like wanting to change things, but maybe not knowing how, or maybe feeling like the changes that you're trying to initiate will not be allowed to happen. Maybe it has to do, maybe it's someone who's witnessing what you're struggling through, suffering through, and they're wishing and hoping and wanting to help in some way, but they don't know how. Um, I think just knowing that people care, knowing that you care is a huge, huge help for those that go through this type of thing, for the givers, the lovers of society, right? Oh, it's a hair. Because most of the people who go through this type of thing, they feel very alone in the process that they're in. And as they go through this, it becomes this thing of like, see, I'm suffering and struggling so badly, and no one even notices because no one cares. And it's, honey, let me tell you, it's not because no one cares. It's not because no one cares. It's because you've been so strong for so long and you've done so well hiding your pain and your suffering that everyone thinks you're just so strong, like you can handle anything and everything. It's because they don't know that you handle anything and everything because you feel like no one cares enough to step forward and help you with what you're struggling to handle. When you guys begin sharing with the people that you trust, the people who make you safe, make you feel safe, um, some of the things that you're going through, you sometimes will be given this very beautiful opportunity to witness, to receive the type of love and support that is appropriate for you. You know, you'll begin to see how supported you actually are. You'll begin to see how loved you actually are. And it will begin to correct this perception, this very, very skewed perception that nobody cares. For a very long time, that's how I felt, like no one cared. Like, don't even bother asking, because if you let people know that you need help and then they don't help, that's like so difficult of a reality, because this fear that no one cares becomes the reality. And the reality is no one cares. And that's so far from the truth. A couple of years ago, when I asked for the first time for help, personal help, because I was trying to help my brother, the amount of support that came forward, and I was just like, oh my God, oh my God, what the heck? Like, oh my God. I did not realize that people would come through in that way. It was profound. It was so profound. With your guys' help, like literally all the things that were um needing to be paid for, the GoFundMe came in during a period where it was so difficult, and you guys made it possible. You made it possible to support in such a way. And my brother, who was given like a 3-week life expectancy, not only is he still alive, he's recovered to the degree where he doesn't need a heart transplant anymore. On top of that, I don't believe he's considered heart failure anymore. I mean, that's unheard of. That's a medical miracle. literally a medical miracle. For those of you who are not aware of the way cardiac muscle is, it does not regenerate, it does not heal. Once it is damaged, it's dead. That's it. Once the heart loses function, that's it. Once you enter into a stage of heart failure, the only thing modern medicine can do is try and keep you at that degraded level for as long as you possibly can be, with a knowing that you will continue to degrade. It's only a matter of time. Tell me that's not crazy. That strangers came together and it empowered someone to choose to heal in a miraculous way. I mean, that's crazy. That's crazy, isn't it? Your love can do miraculous things like this. And if it can do miraculous things like this, why don't you ever live in your own miracle? Because we're conditioned by society to believe we are not worthy of that. We're conditioned by society to believe that if we allow ourselves to receive what is rightfully ours, the love, the support, the community, then somehow you are selfish. That's a test. Pass that test so you can move to the next lesson. Let's just pass that test already. Ooh, here we go. Fulfillment. Fulfillment. It's about allowing your wildest dreams to be fulfilled, not to impress other people, not to show other people up, not any of that. Allow your wildest dreams to be fulfilled because you deserve happiness, genuine happiness. Okay, you think you're imagining things and you're passionate about gaslighting yourself into believing that you are imagining things. You're not you're not imagining things. You're not imagining things. Okay? You are not imagining things. There are certain instructions that are being provided to you by your soul. See? It's giving you direction. You need to allow your passion to reignite your sacred flame. There's just a lot of there's a lot of messages coming through. And these messages, they have a lot to do with the trajectory of your journey. These messages have a lot to do with the ways in which you've been really, really affecting the direction that you travel in. It's like this sadness. Again, I'm not sad. I feel someone else's sadness. Okay, so here's the thing. Sometimes it's the ugliest things that you go through that provides you with the greatest potentiality for beauty to be injected back into your life. Okay? Beauty is about to be injected back into your life. Now, that might leave you feeling sore. That might leave you feeling very unsure and just very like I don't know. I don't know. Let me see what else the cards are saying, because it's just the weirdest feeling. Healer, alchemist, respect, and cycles. Okay. So the message is to allow yourself to heal, not to try and alchemically change the situation, right? Not this process of you trying to get to a place where you can pretend like none of whatever happened to hurt you happened. It's not about pretending you've never been hurt. It's about remembering and taking the proper action. And in that remembering, and not allowing yourself to ever forget, you are entering into a space of being empowered to never allow it to happen again, right? To never allow it to happen again. And I think that's the thing. I think for some of you, that devil be testing you hard because this is something that keeps being allowed to happen, keeps happening, right? I'm at a point where I really just need to find enough compassion for myself that I never, ever go back on a decision when I decide someone needs to be removed from my life. Yeah. Whether it is a personal thing, whether it is uh, a work thing, whether it is something, I don't know. Hold on. Am I frozen? Hold on. I don't think I'm frozen. um, but just to never allow that to re-enter into your life, you know? Like never allow that to re-enter into your life. Some people will gaslight you. They'll totally gaslight you because you have escaped their clutches. They were in this space of thinking like, "Oh, just give you some time. It'll be good. You'll let them back in." Don't do it. Don't do it. Unless they're coming back as a completely different person. Hell no. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't fall back into the same cycles of WTF. Don't do it. Look, cycles. Each time you go through the cycle, you're supposed to be learning about self respect, respecting yourself to the degree, respecting yourself to the degree that you need to respect yourself. And that includes when you need to make sure that, certain people can't access you anymore. That includes that. It is a big cycle closing out. Hi, Ben. It's a very, very big cycle closing out. Yes. Yeah. And as this cycle closes out, what ends up happening is we begin to really, really feel the effects of the cycle. You're being tested to the degree that you can close this out. That's hard. That's hard. So, porcupine spirit, time for beginner mind. What? 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 What you say me? Porcupine spirit? I don't know. But it's in reverse. You're not a beginner at this, though. You're not a beginner at this. This is something you've excelled at being part of for how long? And when I say excelled, you excelled at being someone else's. Let me tone it down. Let me tone it down. All right. So hold on, guys. Hold on. It's this sense of something doesn't want me to continue the reading. I feel attempts to try and agitate me so that I halt the reading. No. So, it's moringa tea. And what's going to happen is all that toxic thought of stopping the live stream. It's going to be peed out after the live stream is done. I decide when I stop the live stream. No one else. So tend to the small things. It's in reverse. You need to tend to the larger things in life. your dreams, your aspirations. You need to tend to the things that are going to take you to the next layer, next level, next step, next stage of whatever it is you need to accomplish. Okay. Whoever this is that is trying so hard, you're just a try hard, is what you are. They're trying so hard, trying hard to derail your progress, derail your healing, derail all of that. How would you feel about a rail protector? An activation that helps to support you remain on track as you progress through whatever you need to progress through. How about that? I think we need to allow ourselves to receive as much energetic support as possible. So here's the thing. I believe Mercury retrograde is going to be ending October 2nd. And then there's going to be another like 1 or 2 weeks that we're going to be in shadow, in Mercury's shadow, while all of that kind of goes through the process. And then in addition to that, we have that 1010 portal, which is basically the realization, the conceptualization of the first steps of this journey that you're about to take. So it's like boom, boom, boom. And then after that, we have the 1111 portal, which are you sure? Okay. Okay. Learn from the past, but it's in reverse. There um 2 is the number of found guidance. 5 is the number of change. 2 plus 7 is the number of a solid foundation. No, completion. So 48, right? 4 is the number of the self. 8 is the number of the reunification, this merger point, beginner mind, but it came in reverse. So this is not something new, right? And then 40, the self, and 0, the nothingness. 10 to the small things, but again, it was in reverse. So this is telling me that there are big things, big events that are going to be happening. And then you have card number 25. Card number 25 is learn from the past. And this was also in reverse. So it's about not learning from the past. It's about continuing the same patterns again and again and again, you know? I'm doubling down on a decision I made several days ago. Ben says these fools ain't learning the easy way, going to be the hard way for them. I'm doubling down on that. I'm doubling down. I'm a very good teacher. I excel, especially when it comes to teaching children. And for some people, they are very child level comprehension of the gravity of what they're doing. They're still They still need to be held accountable. These are the people who you make excuses for. Do you guys feel that? Do you guys feel any of that shifting energies? All right. Changes will be made today. An acceleration is occurring. This acceleration can help to benefit the work that you do for yourself. What I mean by the work that you do for yourself, I'm not talking about magical practice. I am talking about the self-healing work. I am talking about all sorts of different work that you have been trying so hard to do just so that you can, get further in your life's purpose. I'm not talking about getting ahead. I'm not talking about using people. I'm talking about this space of healing, and it keeps being disrupted, right? It keeps being disrupted by people, by things that don't want you to grow in the ways that you are designed to grow. When are you going to stop allowing access to you, access to your energy, access to your emotions, your thoughts? When are you going to stop allowing? When it's too late. Oh, it's too big. When will you stop? When will you stop? When will enough be enough? Right? When? 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 Ask yourself, when will your peace become a priority for you? Has your peace ever been a priority for you? And if it hasn't, why not? Why not? Have you allowed people to gaslight you into this belief that, oh, you're going to be seen as wicked, you're going to be this, you're going to be that you're wrong and you're bad, and all these other things that people try and convince you the moment you no longer are willing to silently take their bullshit behaviors. Right? Why is their behavior okay, but your need to protect your peace is not? Why is that? Why are you disallowed to have peace? And why do you allow the people who disallow you? And these are the people who are probably the ones that are benefiting from the lack of action, right? Why? Why are you allowing them to have that much of a say in your life, your journey? Why? 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 It is not a show of evil or malignancy to return back the energies that people try and use to harm you, not just to the sender, but through their entire ancestral line, starting with the mother. That's not evil. When the mother has shown to be the source of why they believe the way they do and behave the way they do, when the mother has been shown to be the root causation of why they feel entitled in their misuse of any type of power, the way you clear out a weed is through the roots. When it's the mother who provides the safe haven from which to do illegal things, malignant things, you take the root out from the source. From the source. It's time. When you say you're done, behave like you are. I'm not talking about physically harming people. I've never physically harmed a person. Are you kidding me? That's not the person I am. And it's not evil. It is absolutely not evil to return back the malignancies that were never yours to begin with. If you were to receive a package in the mail, you did not order it, you question the validity of what that is, you question the safety, you question. Are you going to keep the package and open it and display it on the shelf because it had your name on it? I don't think so. Why do you allow people to convince you that that's what you have to do? That you have to accept people's malignancies? You decide what to accept. You decide what to accept. And when you choose to not make a decision, that is also a choice. Not only am I choosing to return back a package that was never supposed to be mine to begin with, I'm refusing that delivery. I'm accelerating it too. Accelerating an expeditious return of that malignancy through to the mitochondria. You're not a bad person for finally having standards for yourself. You are not a bad person for finally making a decision to no longer accept that. They think you're weak because you allowed them to think that. You want them to see you as strong as you actually are. Start actually being that. Conduct yourself in a way that expresses your strength, not in a look at me, I'm powerful. Mm-mm. More in a don't even make eye contact with me. Why? Because I said so. And that is what I will allow and not allow in my field, in my life. And you can't negotiate that. Having this stance of non-negotiable standards is crucial in the world that we live in. It's absolutely crucial. crucial. As a matter of fact, I feel like this battle that I'm being invited to is something that it's something that is really, really inviting me to be a template for other people who have had tremendous, tremendous, tremendous injustices placed upon you. You know what I'm saying? I feel riled up in an empowered way, not just angry, not just triggered, but riled up like sacred feminines, it's time to get up. Divine masculines, it's time to get up. I'm going to have for a limited time a very special blend on my website. If you have been harassed and are now in a legal process, if you have been maltreated, if you have experienced something at the hands of the malignant ones in your life, and it's resulted in you needing to be part of some type of legal stuff in order to liberate yourself, I'm going to have a smudge blend that's focused strictly on correcting any legal abnormalities that have occurred that have allowed for these malignant people to be able to continue to wreak havoc in your life. Yes. Oh, yes, I'm angry. I'm angry that it's the good people who are consistently being treated so poorly by the world. I'll call it the justice blend. Yes, absolutely. It's time. It's time. Too many of us have been in this space of like, we just got to stay in our own lane. If we ignore them long enough, they'll go away. If we this, if we that, it'll be fine. Has it been fine? Has it been fine? Has it been something that's gone away? Are you satisfied with the end results of you being a good person and waiting and waiting and waiting for people who have no conscience? You're waiting for them to find their conscience. They don't have one. They don't have one. And again, this is not about physically harming people, because that's obnoxious, right? I believe in self-defense. I don't believe in physical violence as a solution for something that can be solved in a non-physical way. So now comes the time when you have to decide. How will you approach this test that you're being given? How will you approach it? I just don't want this to burn my phone because I'm not going to replace it. I don't think so. We're just going to let you percolate right here, baby boo. Just let you percolate right there. There are just too many malignant people in this world who have been given a free pass to basically do as they please. That free pass is now being revoked. You can call me Reverend Revoker. It's time to revoke that free pass. Flames are dancing. You hear it? It was burning quietly earlier. It sounds like a heartbeat. That's interesting. You guys hear it? Like, love is all around. Love is all around. To those of you who are not malignant, love is all around you. And when you are so focused, when you are so preoccupied with having to mitigate all of the just, all of the, you end up pushing away the very love that you need, that you deserve, that you are entitled to as a good person who loves on other people. You end up pushing that away. Don't push away the things you need. Don't. So, what I'm doing for those that want to receive this, put in the comments hashtag receive. Hashtag receive. And you will receive what is rightfully yours. Protection and love. Success in your attempts to correct what's happening in your life, whether it's a legal issue, whether it is simply correcting where you live, correcting your, it wouldn't go out. Just really allowing, right? Allow yourself to pull in, to feel. Just really allow. Breathe very deep, very slow. Allow yourself to experience life, a life that is free of all of this bull caca. Just allow. Let yourself feel it. Let yourself feel it as deeply as you can. Today is going to be a very, very, very interesting day when it comes to expedites. Very interesting day. How do you guys feel? Do you feel the shift? Do you feel the calm? The civility returning back to you? Do you feel yourself finally just being able to exhale, being able to breathe, being able to release, release, release? This is your life. You decide the way it goes, not someone else. This is your life. You decide what you allow yourself to receive in regards to treatment, in regards to energies, in regards to people's malignant intents. You decide that. Choose wisely for yourself. Stop showing compassion to people who have no idea of what compassion is, to people who think their maltreatment of you is okay. Mhm. For some of you who are sensitive to energy, you might begin to feel sensation of a very large presence standing behind you. You might begin to be able to feel that. And if you do feel that, it's okay. It's okay. It's nothing bad. Good, Michelle. Really just allowing yourself, allowing yourself to finally make the decision, to take the actions, to correct whatever needs to be corrected. Whether it is simply just letting a mofo know, like, hey, your shitty behavior, you're not allowed here. Right? Or if it means that you're going to, I don't know, maybe need to take further action, maybe legal action, maybe who knows. But you cannot remain in the same space of consistently being tested by these demonic ass people, demonic ass situations with no recourse to them. No correction, no nothing. Like, no. No. Oh, hey, Baltimore. I have quite a few people that I really, really adore in Baltimore. Hagerstown. um, I feel like for many of us, we're starting to come to some type of realizations of maybe how we've allowed some of this. I'm not saying it's your fault. Being able to recognize how you allowed, how you co-signed on some of the things that are happening is powerful, and it has nothing to do with blame. It has nothing to do with you feeling or thinking you deserve the way you're being treated. Has nothing to do with that at all. So there's no blaming, right? There is simply a need to recognize, okay, which one of my decisions allowed for this type of circumstance to happen and progress? Which one of my decisions? Which one was it? Right? And then once you recognize which decision, you can then be empowered to not decide that ever again. Right? Really being able to see the ways in which the decisions have affected your journey now can empower you to begin making other decisions, exploring other options. It has nothing to do with punishing or physically harming other people. It has to do with stripping off the malignant magic that's been placed upon you by the envy, the jealousy, the hatred of other people. No, I won't accept that. I won't take it in. I won't accept the delivery. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. No more of that. Ooh. Okay. So I just got a notification and it says, time to try out something new. Granted, it's for facial piercings. Okay, we're not doing that, but try something new. It's time to try something new. So, 2 final cards. Think on your feet and be fearless and bold. That means get up, stand up, be fearless, be bold, take action. Take action. So, the fox spirit. Foxes, when they sense danger, they pause for a second and then they take off running. They get out of there. You need to get out of there. Okay? You need to get out of there. Hi, Belgium. Yes, we're international, yo. I have a lot of loves in a lot of countries. We are international. So international. It's amazing because it's like you'd think that, the things that I talk about would be applicable only to people who are stateside, people who are in the United States, and that's so not true. We as people experience this globally. We as people experience so much unfairness, so many different atrocities. I'm pretty sure I'm hotboxing my office. I gotta end the live stream. I just hotboxed my office. Do you see it's starting to get cloudy and hazy? We gotta go, yo. We gotta open some windows before class. So, you guys, I'll read one final card because I just remembered I set this deck beside me for a reason. One final card. Oh, yes. Ooh, that felt good. You're going through a cycle of growth. You're going through a cycle of growth, okay? You have to make sure that you remind yourself this. You have to make sure. You see that? You see how my pinky finger is like pinkish at the tip? Like the whole right here, this whole pinky finger is pink at the tip, right? At just the top portion. You see how everything else is like a paler color? I can't share on the live stream what happened, but we're going through massive, massive ascension. Massive. Okay. Card number 13. Ooh, that divine feminine energy. Why is the number 13 evil? Because it represents the power of the feminine. There are 13 lunar cycles. 13 is not evil. I ask you to let go of any fear of judgment. Allow me to be close to you. I honor the purity of your being, which is forever untainted by any experience. There is nothing for you to fear from allowing me completely and freely into your heart. I hear your innermost thoughts, feelings, and prayers. I wish for you to be completely open with me so that I can help you without restraint. Tell me even that which you are frightened to admit to yourself, and know that I will never judge you. I will only understand and teach you to love and forgive yourself, for truly you are my child always, and I will never turn away from you. Without even realizing it, we can hold ourselves back. We might hide parts of ourselves from others or feel that we must put on an act, show a particular face, or be a certain way in order to be acceptable. We probably learned that this was true when we were young and have continued on that way without always realizing it. The oracle of Our Lady of Innocence comes to you with this message. It's time to let go of old shame and guilt and reveal more of who you are. Do not be afraid about being judged. Judgment only hurts when we make it about ourselves and agree with the judgment, rather than realizing that judgment is not truth. It is only an expression of a wound in the person who is judging. The Holy Mother comes to us with this reminder. We are innately innocent and pure of heart. She asks us to hold compassion for the mistakes we have made in our lives because we did the best we could. Even if sometimes that wasn't as skillful as we should have liked, when we receive this reminder, we are much less likely to fall into the trap of judging ourselves, right? So this goes completely hand in hand with what I've been saying this entire live stream. Making a decision and not feeling as though you have to be worried or afraid of how other people, the people who are being hurtful and harmful to you, how they'll take it, what they'll think. Who cares at this point? Do what is necessary for your health and your well-being, your safety. From that place of self-acceptance and regard, we can be open to the others with acceptance and unconditional regard also. If another does judge us, we realize that this is because they cannot love themselves unconditionally. So they are unable to love anyone else in that way. We can hold a place of acceptance for them and what they are learning without being brought down by their wounding. One of the things that I know we do as people who love others, we think that if we take in someone else's wounds, that it will facilitate their healing, and it doesn't. It just means you become just as wounded as they are. I'm not willing to anymore. I have done this tremendously in the past. This volunteering to take in other people's wounds, to hurt in place of them. No. No. That is a test I will no longer fail. I will no longer choose to hurt in place of someone else. That is your lesson to learn on your own terms. And I will not involve myself in such a way that interferes with what you need to learn. I'm choosing to be the healthiest expression of who I am from this point forward. I hope you choose the same for you. Okay? So just a quick reminder, guys. I do have the link still up. If you have this feeling of needing to support and have the ability to, please do send donations for my legal fund. The link is right there. It's a Stripe link and it gets run through Soulwork Synergistics. So that way you guys can also receive a nonprofit donation receipt. You can use that as a tax deduction. Soulwork Synergistic is actually a nonprofit. And those funds are earmarked for legal representation. If I am here to provide support for women, that's my primary focus as the head reverend, the senior reverend of Soulwork Synergistics. If my primary focus in this period is to advocate for women, women who have been marginalized, women who don't have the ability to stand up for themselves, let me be the first one I support. Let me be the first one I support. Let me be the poster child for the work that I'm actually doing. It's time for us to protect our women. It's time. And the more I enter into my femininity, the more aware I become of how unsafe the world has become for us. People need to know there are consequences for your actions. You cannot single out a woman and think that your behaviors will be ignored and no consequence. So I'm absolutely willing and fearless in my decision to stand as a representation of women across the world. I don't give a shit if you're in another country. You will have consequences knocking on your door. You will have legal consequences knocking on your cowardly fucking door. You can no longer hide behind a screen. When your behavior goes too far, you can no longer hide behind a screen. And guess what? This life you've lived of privilege, the life of privilege because of what? Your ethnicity. You've never had to have a consequence in your life, despite your admittance to domestic, to DV. It's all going to have consequence at this point. I tell you, ladies, as well as men, save everything. Every text message, every threat, every degrading thing you've ever been sent, save it all, archive it in multiple places so it can never be destroyed. Save it all, and when you have enough, take it legal. Harassment is not hard to prove when you save every single fucking message and text. Every single one. It's not hard to prove. It's very clear cut. Protect yourselves. Don't erase things just so that you can forget how you were treated. Don't live there either. Don't live in that space of hurt, but save everything. Save everything and be their karma. No more vigilante justice. No vigilante justice at all. When you save everything, you don't need to be a vigilante. You absolutely do not. What you need to do is be empowered and take the legal route. Okay? Be the ultimate corrector in your own life. Allow yourself to have the courage to speak openly and loudly about the way you've been treated, about what has been done. A man named Philip in Switzerland has been threatening my life and my children, has been trying to geolocate me, and has been harassing me to the utmost degree through all social media platforms and email. I have moved multiple times in the past 2 years to prevent him from finding my geolocation, which he has been doing. He has illegally been attempting to track me via email. That's what the legal fund is for. I need to finally take the steps to protect myself and my family. That's what that legal fund is for. It's not because someone was mean to me. It's not because someone irritated me or no. This is full on criminal activity. Criminal activity needs to be reported as criminal activity. It needs to be reported as criminal activity when someone does this to you. Save everything and don't say a word. Don't interact. Save everything, though. Save everything. It will not be my word against his. It will be his words against himself. Be a powerful fucking goddess in the flesh. If you're going to have to be in the flesh, be a goddess in the flesh and be powerful in that. So remember always your power. You are not powerless. You have many, many options. Start exploring them. Okay? Start exploring them. Talk to the people you need to talk to. Find out what you need to find out. Y'all, I'm about $500 away from having the money for a retainer. It's a lot of money. You guys have shown so much support, and I just want to thank you before I go. I'm about $500 away from a retainer. It's about to happen. It's about to happen. I want to thank you guys deeply, truly, genuinely. Thank you. You guys do so much to support me during my process of self-empowerment. I want to know what an effect you've had on me and my perception of myself, my rightful place within this community. You guys have so helped, so helped. And I'm going to always be grateful. Guys, please give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe, turn on that notification bell. Join me when I'm live. I'll see y'all later on this afternoon. I'm going to have quite a few different expedites available. These expedites are going to be in alignment with the message of today's live stream, today's reading. It's time for us to be extremely empowered and really step forward with no fear, no hesitation, knowing that we will no longer be derailed, that our progress will continue. I got you. I got you. Okay. So catch me here, 4:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'll see you guys then. Bye, everyone.